Looks like we got one on point. Marie, which side do you want to be on here?
I'll go right.
Okay.
This week on Kentucky Afield.
There they go.
We're searching for a bird the size of a baseball and over 3,000 acres of tall grass. That's right, we're hunting quail.
There you go.
Next. They call it the ribeye of the sky, but in all honesty, it tastes more like filet.
There's a few right there. Here we go.
We're after Sandhill cranes. Then,
I might catch this one for good.
to celebrate our 70th year on air, we're taking a dive into the Kentucky Afield archives and going striper fishing on Lake Cumberland in 1989.
No, that's power, son.
It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
But y'all think I'm hung up, don't you?
Kentucky Afield. Every week, Kentucky Afield brings you features on hunting and fishing across the state.
That's my pup. I'm proud of him.
Here he comes right there. Let's get ready. Get ready.
Look at that. What a nice fish. Hey, we dug it up right there.
We did.
There he is. Ooh, a nice one, too. Boy, he's healthy.
What do we got?
That was awesome.
Got the first help.
Got one. Big smallmouth.
Very nice.
Double point. They're in there.
There they go.
Oh, my gosh. Woo, look at that joker. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Whoa, this is a good one.
That's better than good, Chad.
Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. If you've never had the opportunity to hunt behind a good quail dog and you get the chance, take full advantage. Well, I'm out here with Ben LeFew on one of my favorite places here in central Kentucky, Shaker Village. What are we doing today?
Today we're going on a quail hunt, so it's part of the lottery quail drawing that we do in partnership with the Kentucky Fish and Wildlife Foundation. So proceeds from ticket sales go to conservation camps in Salado, and then it goes to conservation here as well. We're in a field that was originally planted in 2009 with a lot of help from Kentucky Fish and Wildlife.
So the goal here was a lot of different species, but it's kind of a quail focus area.
Correct.
And hopefully taking this land and putting it back into prairies and allowing it to grow up a little bit, but also burn it and manage it.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to maintain it for wild quail. Now,
Correct.
Have you guys ever released quail here before?
We have not.
So these are all 100% wild birds, and that's what makes this so incredibly unique.
Yeah.
Well, let's meet our hunter and get the dogs on the ground. I'm here with Marie, and you are the lucky winner of this quail hunt on Shaker Village. What made you want to do this?
I've always loved Shaker Village. I've ridden my horses here, and when I heard they had a quail hunt, I'm a new hunter a couple of years, and I just had to try it. It's a beautiful, very special place out here.
You've been hunting for how long now? A couple years?
A couple of years, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm new.
That is so great. I love the fact that, you know, you decided at some point in time that, you know, this is something I want to try.
It's exactly it. I took care of my kids, I took care of my mother, and now it's my time, and I thought, I didn't expect to like it, and then when I found out the dogs were involved, I'm like, I'm all in. I'm pretty obsessed.
Well, I tell you what, let's go meet these dogs. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
We are. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go. Normally, if you can see the dog real well, you just watch them. But, you know, in this case, where the cover is pretty thick and we let them run pretty well, you know, the Garmin is pretty much a lifesaver in this deal. They're hunting for something about that big around and 3,000 acres, more or less. You know, birds, if they're feeding, they're easier to find. They'll be out scattered. So we'll find a covey that way, or if they're still, you know, huddled up close, they're just hunting for where they're sitting. Come on, Bo.
Looks like we got one on point. Marie, which side do you want to be on here?
I'll go right.
Okay.
Keep going. They'll come out down there at the edge. There they go.
I believe we had a miss on my side.
I think I had two misses. They were fast.
Yeah, I believe I missed.
Look in here, Bo.
People that are not into hunting, they don't understand that it's not all about the harvest. It's as much about the pursuit and the adventure of the hunt as the rest of it.
And the camaraderie with, you know, the dogs and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great connection to the earth, really.
It really truly is.
It connects you back to, like you said, a different time.
There's the deer.
There they go, the deer right there. Looks like we got one on point. There you go. That was a single, huh? That was pretty awesome. Well, that was cool. You, as soon as that bird came up, you recognized it was a quail and was on it pulling the trigger. That's great.
It was exciting, and I was just thinking I need to go over a little bit more instead of, you know.
You know, we saw that bird a while ago kind of get up in front of a dog and fly in front of us, come back down, but we didn't know exactly where it was at. We didn't know if it was still there. Sure enough, you walked right up there and got a chance. Well, Marie, that was a great day for me. I do not get a chance to do that very much, and I appreciate you sharing this opportunity with me.
Well, it's been fun, and it's been fun to getting to know you too.
Yeah, and I tell you, yeah, so today we didn't see as many birds, but that's what hunting's all about. You didn't come out here thinking, you know, if somebody would have told you before the day started, well, you know, we're not going to end up with a bird, I'd have came and done the same thing, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
It's
no,
not about the
doubt.
take, it's about the experience. And
That's right.
to get out here and meet someone new, watch these dogs work, today's a perfect day.
I agree. I agree. It goes in the books.
If you spend much time outdoors in November and December here in Kentucky, then you have heard of Sandhill crane. If you want to learn more about the Sandhill crane or hunting them, go to fw.ky.gov.
It never fails when you put your decoys out in the morning before it's light and you think you've done a really good job. Daybreak comes and they're too tight. I'll set my perimeter first. That way I know that I'm 60 yards from the blind, 70 yards from the blind. That gives me my outer limit. Then I fill in. It makes it appear bigger from the air, makes it appear that there's more. You get them bunched in tight. You know, these birds up in the air, it looks like a really small group, may not be attractive to them.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be out here and I'll end up pulling every one of them up and covering up with grass and then hunting. You know, if there's too much movement in them, and you can't have too much movement. That'll flare them.
We usually have a light breeze. They're moving just a little bit.
Yeah, they'll move a little bit. And you don't ever want them turning facing the same direction because that's how they act when they see something that's threatening.
Yeah.
You know, if they see a coyote walking across the field, they're all going to turn and face that direction.
Yeah.
Well, from the air, that tells other birds something's wrong.
They're completely non-alarmed, just feeding, doing their thing.
Yeah, and you always want more feeders than you do sentries, just like goose decoys.
Yeah.
All right, let's go move truck.
All right, that sounds good. Well, that's our first group, and I hear another one coming. So it looks like we're set up just in time, huh?
Yeah, they roost down on Barren River Lake. And about this time every morning they'll pick up, and they usually come off in groups of 10 or 20 to areas that they know they're going to feed, you know, most likely areas they fed the day before. Now when they go back to the roost from the field in the evening, they'll pick up in groups of 40 and 50.
So here in Kentucky, when do we typically start seeing them, and how long will they be here?
You'll typically start seeing them come through, depending on the weather, the end of October all the way through into February.
I've witnessed sandhill cranes from a distance a lot. From a deer stand, I mean, that's the time of year you really start seeing them, and from a boat.
Yeah.
But to be this close to them, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, and it could happen in a minute or two, or we could be here for a couple hours. Just depends on how they fly.
Well, it's beautiful out here, and we're dressed for the cold, so whatever it takes, I'm fine with.
We're good.
I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah, no doubt.
We've already seen our first group of birds. It could happen any time now.
Right. The birds that we're going to be paying attention to are going to be coming from in front of us.
Okay.
Those are the ones that are going to give us some play right over the blind, and that's what we're after.
There's several groups out right now making their way.
There have been a few coming over on this right-hand side.
It'd be nice if we could get some smaller groups to come through.
Right.
So once they come in, we got to make sure that they're in range and move them low, right?
If they drop down to treetop level out there, they're going to be good. You see these on my side?
Yeah.
They're low enough if they come over. They're flaring a little bit. I don't know if it's our blind or the decoys, but they're coming in close. But right at the very end, they're starting to peel out a little bit to the right and left. There's a few right there.
Here we go.
There's about 15 in there. There's that group in front of us. They're coming over the trees just like I want.
They're a little bit lower than the last couple, so this may give us a chance here.
I'm hearing birds all around us.
Here, we got a single right here. Kill it. Here we go.
Nice shot.
Bird down.
Yeah, good job.
First crane ever.
I love it.
That was awesome. All right, so we need to sit down, get ready.
Yeah, get back down because they're liable to come in from anywhere again. I didn't even see that bird. That was great.
That is really awesome. It's so exciting when those things come through like that. So many birds, and all of a sudden they can come from anywhere.
They can.
I mean, you got thousands of birds coming from this way, but so many have made their way behind us, and they kind of just circle and fly around.
You don't know. You're expecting them to come from the front, but luckily you saw that one in the back. I hear some behind us right now.
We got plenty more chances, it looks like.
Yeah.
Here they come, so I'm loaded up and ready to go again.
The thing you gotta watch out for now is you're like one more bird.
Yeah.
So you gotta be really careful. Shooting a single is great, but if these birds come in 10 or 15s like they have been, be careful on that next shot.
I'm gonna make sure that they're not going that fast, and I either take that first bird or the very last
The
one.
last one, but there's more coming over the trees right now. They're coming in like I want them, but right at the end, they are starting to flare. I want to pull a few of these decoys and see if that doesn't help.
All right.
These birds here, they look good right now.
This may be it right here.
They're going to be a little higher than that last one, so you may have to lead this bird just a little bit.
All right.
Get ready. They're going to do it.
There we go. I've tagged out.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
Your second Sandhill crane?
Hey, this could not have worked out any better. We got to see so many birds. Had 2 birds fly right over us here. That worked out great.
It did, and they're still flying all over. I mean, there's birds coming from every direction.
And I'll tell you what, this was really exciting. I can't tell how much I appreciate you bringing me out here to do this. This was an absolute blast.
Oh, I love it. I love sitting here watching as much as I do shooting them myself.
And you have put us in a spot where those birds, you knew right where they were going to be and right where they were going to feed. And we just got right in the travel corridor, and man, we have seen some birds.
We gotta get out there now and tag your bird.
Gotta go out there and take a look at what we got. So here we go. What a beautiful bird. And this one has what I would call little red on top.
Right. An adult bird will have no feathers on its head, and it'll be this red skin all the way to the back of its head.
I'm gonna mark little or no red.
Correct.
It's gonna ask if it has a leg band.
There's no existing bands on this bird, so that's
Okay.
gonna be no.
No. All right, the next process is when you apply, you get a band, and this gets attached to the leg of the
To
bird.
the leg.
All right,
But you'll need that number there, the
All right.
2039.
2039.
Of course, I'll let you do the honors.
All right.
When you tag a crane, you come up here above this knuckle right here, and you'll want to wrap it twice, and then lock it in. There you go.
Once it's locked, right?
Once it's locked, you'll feel it click when you get it in there.
So Brett, an interesting thing on this sandhill crane hunting is that you put in for the lottery, and if you're drawn, you're actually sent a link where you go and have to take a test that shows me exactly how these birds look in flight, how they look juvenile, and the reason that is for what?
There's a concern that hunters will mistake a sandhill crane for a whooping crane or a great blue heron, so the test has questions to make sure that you can identify the difference. There's a lot of shoot, don't shoot questions. You may have a scenario where you can't tell what color a bird is. It's flying in, but you can't tell what color it is. Well, if you can't tell what color it is, you need to be careful and not shoot that bird, because it could be a whooping crane. Being in law enforcement, I feel like having a sandhill crane season actually helps protect the whooping crane, because now you're putting hunters in the field who are educated in what whooping cranes look like, the fact that they need protection.
And there's never been an accidental shooting of a whooping crane in the state of Kentucky by a hunter, correct?
No.
Well, we're gonna get this bird picked up. The only thing I gotta make sure I do before I process this bird, or before midnight, I have to telecheck and put my telecheck confirmation number on here.
That's it.
But we, at this point in time, we're gonna go check our other bird out.
Yeah, let's go get it.
All right. Wow, look how there's no feathers and look how much red is on the head of this bird.
Correct. That would be considered an adult. You'll see on an adult bird that you have a lot more tan in the wing. Just a beautiful bird.
You know, it is just a stunningly beautiful bird. A lot of people don't know, but these are excellent to eat.
Oh, they're great. The nickname for them is they call them ribeye of the sky.
It doesn't get much better than ribeyes.
You can grill it, fry it, bake it, you can do whatever you want, but I like to take that breast and go ahead and cut it in strips and then soak those strips for a couple of days in salt water and get some of that blood out, and it makes for much better table fare.
Yeah, and look, we've been outside the blind now for a good 30 minutes or so, and the birds are still flying in. And this would be a spot, if you were going to hunt tomorrow, you come right back here to have another opportunity.
You could. You could come back to the same spot in a day or two.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm excited to get these things on a hot grill, I will tell you that.
They're great.
This year, we're celebrating our 70th year on air here at Kentucky Afield. Now let's take a look back at one of our earlier segments of striper fishing on Lake Cumberland.
Stripers are striped bass, originally a saltwater fish that spawned in brackish and fresh water. Stripers were introduced in Lake Cumberland in 1979 and are doing very well. On this beautiful morning, the challenge of catching one of these big fighting fish has us pumped up, and fishing guide Brad Weekly is ready.
Making me nervous, Tom. Oh, son, there's a big one rolling down there, right on down the bank. I'd like to catch this one if I could. Man can get hooked on this kind of fishing on short order. You don't have to catch but one, you're hooked for life. I'll show you how to do this little trick. This works real good. You can put this balloon on your line, however deep that you want to fish, and then you let out a lot of line out behind you. I'm talking about, oh, probably 60 yards is what that last one was back. And I had him down about 10 feet deep. And this way you can tow that line along. It's just a giant cork is all it is. But the great thing about it is whenever the fish hits and starts running around and stuff, the balloon will pop. If it doesn't, when it gets to the end of the rod, it'll just go ahead and reel up on the line, and you're not bothered with losing your fish or whatever because of the cork effect. And then about that much balloon, you just tie it on here. Just like that, see? And that's going to be my cork. Get myself some slack. Now I know I want to go down about 8 feet. So if I got a 7-foot rod, see here, now I got 8 feet. That's a pretty good way to judge it. I just get a hold of my balloon like this. I just slide him up the line to my rod tip. I know I got 8 feet. I got him. He come off. Or did he? Yeah, he's gone. No, he ain't. I got him. Oh, boy, do I have him. Oh, he's headed to deep water, Tom. Oh, yeah. Tom, I'm gonna try to take him to the front of the boat. Oh, where are we going? He's in that other line. Oh, yeah. He's headed to deep water. That's good. If you don't get up on that saddle way over yonder. He ran off a bunch of line before I realized what happened. See him in that other line? Oh yeah, son, now that's power, son. That is raw power. I'm telling you, you don't have to get on many of these before a man get hooked for life. You take a 7-foot rod and break it off like that. Boy, he took off a bunch of line when he hit. He's still way out there too. I just keep a pressure on his nose, see if I can bring him around. This water's so doggone clear down here. We've been running 10, 12-pound test lines. I can't get on him too hard. Won't have him. He's made a turn to me now. Oh, he seen us that time, didn't he? Whew, look what a ball. He's wanting to do his sounding trick now. You know, a striper is actually an ocean fish. He has the ability to achieve just about whatever depths that he wants. Now he'll play this little game where he go down about 10 foot and stop. And I'll gain back a little bit and he'll go down again. That's called sounding. You just hope that you got enough lake and enough line that he can't take you down and hang you up. There he goes back down. He's still running it off. Now, lay it back on his nose and see if I can bring him up. If this water had a little cover where we could run about even a 14-pound test line would help. I think this one's either 10 or 12. Ooh, man, I'm getting tired. I'll be ready to sit down when this is over, but it sure is nice. I can't peel that line off there. He just taking it on down. Watch him, he's gonna do it again. There he goes. But y'all think I'm hung up, don't you? Come out of there. I haven't seen him yet, but I'm gonna guess him somewhere around 15, 18 or something. He's not a 40. Come around that motor. He ain't exactly little, is he? There he is out there. Now, how much stuff you reckon's on top of my dip net? Of course, everything. That's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. If it was where I could get to it, you couldn't catch nothing. Hey. I'm telling you what, folks, if you've never done any striper fishing at Cumberland Lake, you see what you're missing. That's a beautiful fish. A worthy adversary, striper fishing. I love it. In 1972, I caught my first one, about 6 pounds. He got more spunk per inch than anything I've ever fought. Now, if I can stuff him in this little hole, get in there. I'm getting tired of fooling with you, man. How about that?
Here at Kentucky Afield, we'd like to wish everyone out there a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're able to spend some time outdoors with your family. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.
Do you enjoy rifle hunting but want more of a challenge and opportunity? Then Kentucky's deer muzzleloader seasons are right for you. With early muzzleloader season taking place on the third weekend in October and the late muzzleloader season occurring in mid-December, there's plenty of opportunity to hit the woods and fill the freezer. Be sure you have your hunter's orange and are up to speed with the rules and regulations. For more information, visit fw.ky.gov or call 1-800-858-1549.